Ellen Venture, she said, standing up, there is something I've been meaning to tell you for some time. She paused, blinking away her tears. You read too much, especially in the presence of ladies. He smiled, throwing back his chair and grabbing her in a firm embrace. Vin closed her eyes, simply feeling the warmth of being held, and realized that was all she had ever really wanted.
Hey there, Nomads of Lore. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sean.
And together we are Mead and Mischief, your home away from no home. Today we're going to be doing a spoiler-filled discussion of Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. We did a spoiler-free review. If you haven't seen that, and if you have not watched or read this book, then you should definitely go check that out. See if you should.
We can summarize it, and we really liked the book.
Yep, there you go. Awesome. So definitely check that out. First, we're going to start out by giving you all a little...
in case you hadn't read it in a day and a half.
Very, in case
very
it's
brief,
been a little while.
Hop, skip, and a jump summary.
That's right. Sean, go ahead.
So here we go. So Mistborn, the first book, just talking about the first book right now, is about a girl named Ben, and she has had a rough childhood, and she is picked up by a Ocean's 11-like group of thieves led by
Halcyon,
the survivor. And she kind of is sort of smitten, sort of father figure. It's kind of, their relationship is kind of odd, odd, but we'll get into that later. And he trains her and discovers that she is a Mistborn, the title. And so then a lot of the book is her learning to use her powers, learning to use allomancy, and learning what it means to be a Mistborn. She also gets to My Fair Lady it up and go infiltrate the nobility, and then she falls in love with Ellen Venture, a bookworm.
I wanted to say Ellen Tracand.
Ellen Tracand.
Tracand is
yeah.
a Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like mixing my...
Yeah.
Ellen.
Metaphor?
Ellen.
No.
Ellen. Who is Tracand? Elaine. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
Elaine
why.
and Ellen. Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
go ahead.
Anyway, and so a lot of it is her discovering her powers, her falling in love with Ellen, and all of that, and that story, and Kelsier's struggled and whatever. They want to overthrow the Final Empire, and of course, one of the things that's going on, and again, we've already like spoiled a few minor things already, but again, this is spoiler filled. I'm about to talk about the end of the book, so if you've not read it,
Click off
now, because here we go. So, throughout the book, we've had these almost interludes at the beginning of the chapters that we learned was from the book that was the journal, who we think for a long time throughout the book was the Lord Ruler himself, and was the hero of ages, the Lord Ruler, and he was going to the Well of Ascension to stop not the void. What is it called? Not the blight.
I want to say the darkness,
the badness, the deepness, Yeah. He's his the deepness, and then we learn at the very, very end of the book that that's not what happened at all, and it was in fact Rashik, his servant, his Pac-Man, his terraceman, and all of that happens, which kind of leads us into the next book. I mean, you could read it on its own, like Jonathan said in our review. Books don't like to stand up. It's gonna be okay. I'm not a spine breaker, by the way. If there's lots of booktubers and people who are not booktubers really, but I'm not a spine breaker. I try to take care of my books, but you do you, and that's fine. I'll cringe with everybody else.
You're not a book spine snob.
No, I'm not gonna dislike your video or stop talking to you or whatever. Anyway, has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I'm basically trying, for those of you who are looking at us kind of throwing this book around, I really do take care of my books. Anyway, what the heck are we talking? Yeah, so that's what happens in the book. So
and she ends up killing.
She does. She kills him. Yeah.
Yeah.
By using the 10th metal, 11th metal. 11th metal. Yeah. Definitely 11th metal.
Yeah.
Right? I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yep. You gotta.
He hasn't read the second book, and we're not spoiling anything beyond the first book either way.
I hate the internet and spoil things for me all the
exactly.
time anyway. But
Yep. So So anyway, that's what happens, and we also get the 11th metal does something weird with time or something happening, sees his past lives and all that kind of stuff, and so some things going on there. But we'll start with we won't rehash what was in our review totally, but just what are some big things that we liked about this book.
Okay, so I'm going to try not to say the same thing I said last time. So things that I liked. I really enjoyed the allomancy stuff, all of the allomancy stuff. I loved how he introduced the magic system and how it was kind of slow, like you didn't really know what was going on, then you kind of get a little bit of it, and then he's like, oh, let me throw in another little bit, and then you get the ones that have the metal mines.
If you hadn't asked me, I could have told you. The ministry, the steel, and then the what is occlumency? That's something in some, not in this.
No, let me look it up.
What is it? The obligators. I knew it was
No, but the
Steel Inquisitors?
No, her friend, the guy who
friend.
Yeah, he memorizes things, but he holds.
The terraceman, the
ferochemist.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about something totally different. Right. Gotcha. Yeah. We got there. Okay. We did it. Yeah.
Right, so, the ferochemist stuff. I love all that. The allomancer stuff. There was, like we talked about originally, there's a lot of really good fight scenes. There's a lot of. I love the way he kind of builds. So he's got all of these different religions that are remembered by these terracemen, and he kind of builds. The main character is escaping my mind.
Vin?
Not Vin, but
Kelsier.
Kelsier. Yeah, the other main character. He kind of builds Kelsier as almost a god or a prophet, kind of building his the whole character almost with his scars and the way people talk about him, like he's something totally different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like the way they did that, and then ended up tying that into the ending of it was really, the job was not really to take down, it was for him to do his last stand so that everybody could get together and take down the Lord Ruler. Love that. Trying to think, what else, what did you like?
So I talked in our review video about the side characters, and I do like the side characters, and I probably will talk about them more, and actually tying into the magic system in a minute, but I really do like Vin's character, and I continue to like her character in the second book, and I like her character arc, and I love seeing her and going. I'm rereading this. Actually, I've kind of taken a break because I've kind of been sneaking in some other shorter books. I'm reading too many things right now, but I am kind of in the middle of rereading this book right now and going back to the beginning and looking at her and her weakness and her fear and her cowering in the corner and trusting no one, and watching her and watching that slow build, which is not totally, Sanderson is really great at writing flawed, broken characters. He really is. It absolutely shines in Stormlight Archive, but he's very good at, and she is her arc is just really beautiful. It's just really awesome to watch her grow and change and revert back, and all of that tension there. Kelsier was honestly, he was less interesting to me overall as a character. I like, kind of like what Jonathan said, the idea of the lore and the mythology build up around Kelsier, and that whole, and the cultural, political, all the other implications around that, which is very fascinating. It has far-reaching implications and repercussions and things, and that's super interesting. But yeah, in this one, it's in particular just looking at her and her power level grow, and which, look, in the second book, there's even some even crazier about this one scene in particular. I can't wait till we do the review of the second book so I can talk about this one particular scene because I loved it. It was awesome. But anyway, even in this first book, seeing her power grow and her being better and better with allomancy, it's just super, super fun to watch that transition.
I liked the student teaching the master kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Like the aspects of her being able to say, no, I could feel even with the cloud, I could feel him on me.
Yeah.
I could feel his allomancy, which is not supposed to be possible according to what you've said, and all of that, all the repercussions of that.
Absolutely.
I loved how they built the Lord Ruler, or he built the Lord Ruler. So it's very much like the Dark One from Wheel of Time. It's very much like this unobtainable person for a long time. Like you don't even see him, you have no idea, but he's ever looming kind of thing, and I love that. I always love that when it's done that way, just pure evil.
I love that we see that, and this is subtle. We've talked several times, and we're not the first persons to bring this up. But Brandon Sanderson, especially in his early writings, but continually, his writing is pedantic is probably too strong, definitely too strong a word. But it's very simple. Like his prose are not complex. They're not flowery. He doesn't have elegant and beautiful prose, but he is. This is obvious, right? But he is an excellent writer, even with that. And the subtle foreshadowing, like I didn't realize, even seeing all these hints, and this, I try not to read too much into things because I like to be able to be surprised.
Yeah.
So even though I really like ideas and I like thinking about stuff, I like doing that after, and like digging that. So that's part of it is I don't try to do that very hard, but like I didn't catch at all until I didn't see at all that all the gloom and the sadness and the whatever, that was all allomancy too. I mean, not all, but it was tied directly into the magic system, and that was Lord Ruler's actual allomantic thing. And he does talk about it, but like the level and the scope of that and whatever else is just,
and the repercussions.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, something I didn't see until the end was that the Lord Ruler was not the person that was writing, like we talked about the portions at the beginning of each chapter. Because I did think at some point during all this, I was like, he must have gone, because like you said, he writes such broken characters so well.
Yes.
And so I thought the Lord Ruler must have gone through something terrible to change him from this kind, caring, loving, what seemed like loving person in these intros to what he is now.
Yeah.
And then when it flipped, it clicked in my head. I was like, oh, of course, because it's not even him. It's a totally different guy, which made sense why it stopped early and all of those things. But I definitely loved. There were so many surprises, but so many just, I don't know. It's just so easy to read. I think that's what was so. It was just.
Even though I mean it's not as big as some other books. It's not as big as Stormlight Archives books. It's still a chunky. It's still an adult-sized book, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a very fast read at an adult-sized book.
No, it is, and something like a lot of my reading, more than I would like to say, is Audible, because not enough time to sit there.
I very much think that's not a bad thing at all.
Well,
we're very much advocates of.
Audible's awesome. I'm not saying, but
audiobooks in general. But.
Yeah. But and what's cool about Audible is that you can speed things up.
Yeah.
Well, Wheel of Time, you can speed it up, but you're gonna miss stuff just because of how much is in there. There's so much flying past you at all. But this book, I was able to speed it up quite fast and catch all of the things because it's just so simple. Right. It's just so easy to listen to. And I also found my mind not wandering because I didn't lose interest like some of the parts in Wheel of Time. Not saying that, that I like this book better than Wheel of Time. I love Wheel of Time. Not saying that at all. But it was awesome. So
that's really good.
Yeah.
So going back to the magic system and talking about, as what I alluded to earlier, and it tying off of what Jonathan was talking about with the way he builds his magic system, this is a fairly hard magic system on, that sliding scale, hard versus soft.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Yeah. Magic systems, it's a pretty hard magic system. It's got pretty real well-defined rules and where specifically stuff. But the nice thing about that is you define those rules and you can still add things and you can change things and bring things in. And
And it's not even changing things. It's that you didn't fully understand things. So now that you do, it's more. Yeah.
Well, I love the way he does that in here in this book, and because the way he does it is he allows you to learn more about the magic system and learn more about the complexities and all the nuances. And you get to do that while learning about characters. Because when we go and learn about soothing, we go with Breeze, and she goes and trains with Breeze. So we go train with, and we also get to learn that Breeze is not just a complete and utter jerk. Yeah. We get to learn a lot more nuance and a lot more character, and you learn to really, or I did. I don't know what you learned to really like Breeze and think he's an awesome character and a likable character and not a horrible person. And so you learn that, and you're learning all of this interest, and you get to see her power because she's able to do. Because Kelsier is very much jack of all trades, master of none kind of. In his magic, I mean, he's powerful, right? He's very powerful, but he's Mistborn, right? He's your typical Mistborn. But then you start to see as she trains with some of these other people, she's Mistborn plus. Yeah. She clearly there's clearly for whatever reason we don't really even know at this point what where is what
other
that
than
means.
She's pure bred.
Sure,
I guess.
But other than that, we don't. But she's clearly more powerful than all these other people. She can do things that nobody else should be able to do,
or that took people years to do.
And so we get to see and that's one of I'm a sucker for efficiency in writing, and this is not even just like fictional writing, but like technical writing and whatever else. That's the way I like to write when I'm writing things as well. Is I like to say a lot with a little, and he even though his prose are simple, he is very, very good at that. We get so much with these small scenes that we get so many things. We get character development, we get magic development, we get other character development, and we get plot moving forward with such simple things. And it's just really, really fun to read. It's exciting. It's really, really great.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, anything else that's like big that an exciting moment?
I
love the Kelsier moment in the pits at the end. That's a super cool moment.
Where he destroys the pits, basically.
Yeah, that was. I didn't see that coming actually at all.
No, I was wondering.
I didn't even see it coming like as it was leading up to it. Like I didn't quite realize what was going on.
Yeah, he said, "I'm going to go take care of it or go do something about it or whatever." And I was like, "What does he mean?" Because we know, he's not capable of killing. Anyway, it was really cool, and I liked his stand at the end. When he was killed at the very end with the Lord Ruler, but where he killed the what are the guys called, the ones with the spikes?
The Steel Inquisitor.
Steel Inquisitor.
Yeah.
The stand with the Steel Inquisitor and fighting him and being basically the first person to kill the Steel Inquisitor that we know of, and that it put him on such a level. That's again going back to the religious stuff, where the people are like, "Oh, he killed an invincible person."
Yeah.
Like, he's a god, or he's a prophet or whatever, and that just gave him so much more clout. And then, of course, the Lord Ruler just bulldozes him. But anyway, it's really good. There is.
What do you like?
What's your favorite
parts?
What do you
like in there?
Well, I want to thank you guys for subscribing. We're very, very close to 300, which is awesome. So excited to see you guys.
Working on working on a goal of 500 by March.
That's right.
Thanks for your help.
That's right. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe.
Yeah.
Comment below what your favorite part of this book is. Other books like it. Other things.
What else do you like?
Yeah. What else do you like by Brandon Sanderson? That's good. Yeah. Y'all guys have a good evening.
See you later.